Well, this is take 3. uh, okay. So eventually, when I figure out how to do a decent channel, I'll start a new channel up and we'll call it Night Bike Builds, because I'm awake at night. I just pretty much have given up trying to become a normal sleeping person. I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. This is a good time to edit videos, actually, if I just get out of bed and stop watching YouTube and just produce something instead. So, and for many of you that do know me, you know that I have more than one bike. I have a whole bunch of them. So I've got a year's worth of bikes to do all kinds of videos, so that I'll do them. So we're going to start with this. I'm going to say it's probably a late 90s, late 90s Diamondback Sorento. It's medium frame. The frame is, well, it's a, what do you call it? A chromoly steel frame. That's what it is. So it's a pretty comfortable bike. Now that I'm older, I can kind of like to ride more upright. You know, I don't need to be down. I'm not doing single track riding anymore. So I thought, you know, I'm going to make a fun bike out of this. I actually tried selling it a while back. Nobody at the ice rink thought that that was going to be something they wanted. I guess everybody wants a new bike from the box stores or maybe the bike shop, you know. But, you know, I had this up for $100. If you would have bought this, you would have got it for $100, no tax, nothing. That's it. You would have had a great bike. So it's a 21 speed right now, but it won't be soon. So there's going to be a bunch of components that I'm going to change. So one thing I'm going to do, and everybody's going to think I'm a little crazy, is I'm going to peel these wheels off. I have an older bike with just a 5-speed cassette. This is a 7. The one gear back here is a little larger on it, so it'll be a good combination, I think. And if I don't like it, well, I can always put this back on, but if I do, I will get like a mega gear ring to go on here that has a really big pulley. And then the cranks, they're coming off. And of course, that's a 3-pulley crank, and it's got a 22, 32, 42 tooth sprocket. So this one here is the same as the middle one back there. It's a 32. But the crank arms are, the distance here to here is shorter than this one. So this is it's a, what, a 170, I think. Yeah, this is a 170. And this, what is it anyways? It's a 152. So it's a big difference, but I think it'll be just a nice, comfortable ride. You're not going to be bringing your knees up really high. I got a pinch muscle, so I have to lift that leg up. So if for some reason it's just way too small, well, I got a stationary bike that has cranks that are just a hair smaller than this. I'd rather have these on there because they aren't working all that great anyways. So that'll be fun. I'll use these pedals. They got about 50 miles on them, but they're still brand new. I'll put a new seat on here. I got a new set of bars to go on here. And this is the funny bird. So the bars are going to be so cool. I'll probably have to drop this used to be called the gooseneck a long time ago. Anyways, I got a nice sweep here. So it'll be real comfortable to ride. The only thing that's going to be on these bars are going to be the brake levers. That's it. It's got grip shifters. So since I'm going to one sprocket, we will eliminate this front derailleur and the cable that goes with it. And then the shifter for all this stuff is going to go away. So back in the 70s and stuff, the old 10 speeds used to have either shifters down here or they had them up here on the gooseneck. Well, I've got some shifters for the gooseneck, and they actually bolt on underneath it, or right above this crown, so I think it'll work. I'm going to put one lever there. A few months back, I destroyed my hand, and every once in a while my thumb still locks up, but I couldn't I could hardly work the grip shifter for a while there, and a trigger shifter wasn't going to happen. So that's all going to go away. Thumb's finally working now. But I'm going to put this in. I think it'd be kind of cool. I always thought those were neat shifters anyways. So, and then, you know, I may have to put some new brake pads and stuff on it. But you know what I really like about these old bikes is they're simple. You know, disc brakes are really cool and they look neat, but these are just so simple and handy to do. I do like the V brakes. The next generation after these is better, and I believe you can change them over if you want, but I'll leave these alone. They're fine. They're easy to adjust, and you know, you go to any hardware store, they've got brake pads for them. So working with a disc brake, you know, you have to pull the caliper off and feed brakes in, you know, but yeah, it looks a little more like a motorcycle, but it's not a motorcycle, it's a bicycle. So I like stuff that's simple. I think I should be able to use this just fine with a 5-speed cassette. And the nice thing about using the old manual stuff is you don't have to have your adjustment perfect. You're going to micro adjust it with your hand, so it'll be simpler. And I like simple stuff. You know, I even have a kickstand on the bike. I used to never have a kickstand. That was like long, but I like it better down. I will most likely take this crud off. Not going to go high tech on anything, just a better seat, no suspension stem or none of seat stem. What are we? Seat post. Silly me. Totally forgot. Anyways, I'm going to change that. So this is a cool little bike stand I got for Christmas from my sister. And it's got this handy dandy thing here that holds the steering stable, you know, just hooks onto the handlebar. Works real great. So we're gonna let this go for, this is gonna be a 3-part series. So today's just kind of telling you what I'm gonna do. So a few months ago when I did have this ready to sell, I really tore this bike apart. I pulled the bottom bracket here out. I re-greased all that, adjusted it. And the fork, it had these boots on it, but they were cracked, so I trimmed them off. Nowadays bikes don't have boots on them anyway. They just got this stuff painted, and it just, I don't know. The bikes in the box stores are kind of neat in one way, but they're junky too. So this bike will outlast any of those really. It's made out of better stuff. So also the wheels, when I put the wheels on here, they're actually going to have nuts on them. They aren't going to have the quick release stuff, and I'm fine with that. You know, the more older and messed up looking, the less likely if I take it somewhere someone's going to steal it. They're going to look at that and go, oh, I don't want that. I mean, they'll even look at the gooseneck here or stem. They'll say, oh, that's not a threadless stem. But this is, again, simpler. It's better. I can loosen that and pop it down. I can raise this sucker up and down. You can't do that with a threadless. You either have to get an extension or you have to hack it down, put spacers in. This, I can just loosen it and raise it up and down. Simple Simon, you know. So I think this is going to be a fun build. So I hope you watch all of this and the next ones to come. And you're going to be surprised what I use for grips. The next video you'll see that, and you'll just laugh your butt off when you see that. So that being that, I'm going to stop this right here. Stop recording.